Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone as you can, just so we get out there a little bit more. With that being said, I just want to thank you guys for the support lately. It's been honestly crazy. It came out of nowhere, but I just want to thank everybody. Once it makes me want to just grind harder and keep pushing out these videos for y'all. So, without further ado, here we go. The NBA is officially back. It's a happy time in the world right now. We had two games. The reigning NBA champs, Denver Nuggets, squared off against Los Angeles Lakers in the first slate. And in the second slate, the new look Golden State Warriors hosted the new look Phoenix Suns. In the first game, it was a lot of AD and Jokic in the first half. Jokic finished with 19 and 9 in the first half. AD had 17 points. Brown had 10 points. But it was just the Nuggets still had their flow, and it was just a lot similar to the Western Conference Finals, where you could clearly see the Nuggets were the better team and they would get up by 10-12 points, but every single time they would do that, the Lakers would fight back. They would end the quarter on like some type of run and it would just be close. And the Lakers in this game, until the final quarter, every single time the Nuggets got up by 12 points, they always had a run. They closed out every quarter good, especially the second and third quarter. But in the end, it was just too much for them. The Nuggets win this game 119-107. And since they won, I'll start off with the Nuggets. Again, Nikola Jokic with a seemingly regular triple-double. And I don't want this to become regular, but he has 105 in him right now. I think at some point he is going to break the record. He could do it in like 2 years, but this is the best player in the world. And the way he can score, he was a little inefficient at sometimes when the Lakers made their run with that small lineup. I don't think it's because Hachimura made Jokic miss. I think those are shots that he makes 60% of the time, and he was banging with AD for a long time, and sometimes he just misses. He's superhuman, but sometimes you see the human in him. So I felt like it was a great game for him. That two-man game with Jamal Murray, they have so much chemistry together, and it's very hard to stop, even when you have good defenders on your team. I feel like Cam Reddish did a good job pressuring the basketball, and of course you have AD out there doing everything he does on the defensive side of the ball. It's just those two guys have so much chemistry, and the pieces along with them. KCP is one of the best role players in the game. He just shoots the ball, he plays hard nosed, he gets a lot of steals, he plays with a lot of energy, and you just need guys like that if you're going to win championships, just like he did with the Nuggets and the Lakers. He was surely a key piece in both of those runs. And then again, you have a guy like Aaron Gordon, who I loved how aggressive he was this game in the post. He's too big for guys like Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent. He can back those guys down. He is a good passer. He takes his time. He was very patient tonight. I liked how he didn't shy away from shooting the three when it was given to him. He didn't take it when it was open every time, but when it felt like in the flow of the offense he needed to shoot it, he shot it, and it didn't waver him whether he made it or missed it. So good on Aaron Gordon. Again, him and KCP, just guys that are going to play their role to a T and play defense most importantly. Those role players have to play defense. When you have a guy like Jokic who doesn't get enough credit for being an okay defender, he's stocky enough in the post to stand guys up. He has very quick hands in the passing lanes, but you do want as many above average defenders as you can get when your top two guys are Jamal Murray and Jokic, and then you have a guy like MPJ who actually looked good on defense. He's a rebounding machine. He's a guy that I think can average close to 8, 9, 10 rebounds a game. But that Nuggets starting five had that same chemistry they had last season. Now, the bench was something that a lot of people were concerned about. You lose Bruce Brown to the Pacers, you lose Jeff Green to the Rockets, and those were key pieces in their championship run. But tonight, you kind of got to see some of that bench. We already knew Christian Brown was going to have to be one of those guys who steps up in the absence of Bruce Brown. And you got guys like Peyton Watson, who I really like defensively. He has to hit that shot to be consistent in that rotation, but he has long arms. Don't shoot me, but I really think he has some Jaden McDaniels defensively. Probably won't be as good, but the size and the length, I do see some similarities there defensively. And then you have a guy like Zeke Naji, who they just extended, who looks solid out there. And then Reggie Jackson, who I think had a big impact in this game. His confidence wherever he goes is felt. This is a guy who's going to be confident in whatever he does. He's not going to let guys crowd him. He's going to get his shot off. He's going to take his time. And if he could play consistent, smart basketball, he's a veteran point guard that I think can help this team. A guy that I think will be a fixture in their rotation by the end of the year, Julian Strawther, rookie out of Gonzaga. He had a really impressive preseason. He cuts really good. He's active off the ball, which bodes well for a guy that plays with Nikola Jokic. And he's just a heady player. He's one of those college players, that's a little bit seasoned, he comes into the league and is ready to be a role player. So I think he can really help them going forward. Now, the Lakers, I do like what I've seen from them. A couple things. AD came out scorching. Him and Bron were aggressive in the first half. Anthony Davis is too good of a player to ever have a half where he doesn't score the basketball. Like, not even get to the free throw line, get one free throw. He cannot do that ever again. You cannot have 17 points and be as good as you were going toe-to-toe with the best player in the game and then do that in the second half. Now, Bron, this might be a part of them like limiting his minutes or something like that, but I didn't think there was enough on-ball time from Bron. Yes, they have good ball handlers like Gabe Vincent, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, but I think especially in crunch time, you know, it's cool to cruise through the game, but in crunch time, I think Bron should have the ball in his hands, either in the post or just a him and AD pick and roll majority of the time down the court when the game is close. And then when you do that, it's LeBron James. He's going to make the right read 95% of the times, and then he's kicking out the shooters. You have Gabe Vincent, you have Austin Reeves, you have Rui Hachimura if you put him out there who can shoot that three or pump fake, hit that one dribble pull up. You have D'Angelo Russell, and then you have a guy like Taurean Prince who played amazingly tonight, just playing his role, shooting threes and playing defense and giving you some energy. You know, this might be a management thing where they're trying to, you know, his load, his minutes, but in crunch time, Bron should have the ball in his hands more than he did tonight. Now on to the second game. The Phoenix Suns beat the Golden State Warriors 108-104. I actually like this game more than the first one, even though the first one was, you know, a lot more free flowing. This game, the Suns game, was physical as hell, bro. I feel like bodies were flying all over the place. Guys were getting tangled on box outs almost every other possession down the stretch. And the Suns came out and won this game without Bradley Beal. Yes, the Warriors didn't have Draymond Green that would have helped their defense, which was actually really good tonight. But when you look at the Suns, like, we got to start with D-Book. He just makes so many tough shots, and these are shots that he works on, and these are shots that he's been hitting since he came into the league. And you could just tell throughout his career, you see those flashes of those tough pull-ups that he makes. You just knew he was going to become one of these perennial scorers in the NBA, and it's here, and it's been here for years now. Down the stretch, like, I really don't understand why people still question his playmaking. There was a couple of seasons ago where he actually played point guard and averaged like 6 or 7 assists, but like, he's scoring the entire game. He has 32 to end with, and down the stretch when his team needs buckets, he has 4 straight possessions where he's assisting on. You know, you got the 3 to Eric Gordon, the 3 to Josh Okogie, got the nice roll and finish by Jusuf Nurkic, who of course I'll talk about, had a great game. But D-Book is just that dude. D-Book is really good at this game. Come playoff time, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on shooting a 3 or getting dunks and layups. In the playoffs, you need your guys to get to their spots. The Suns have 3 guys that get to that mid-range, and when they elevate, it's either they make it or they miss it. You can play great D sometimes, but you need those guys in the playoffs that no matter what you do, they're going to get to their spot and they're going to elevate. It's just a matter of make or miss. And the Suns have that. Now, KD, you know, this is just something that happens with KD sometimes. The Warriors were really physical with him, and they just played great defense. And most of the times, great defense isn't enough to stop KD, but they did a great job of contesting under him and just making everything tough for him. And I feel like the Warriors did that tonight. And I don't expect KD to struggle. This will be another 26, 27 point per game year for KD on efficient shooting. It was just a tough game for him tonight. Jusuf Nurkic, who did all the dirty work tonight, 14 to 14. His passing, they can run through him. I like how Frank Vogel always, you know, has his passing centers ran through. Pause, bro. Pause. I like how Frank Vogel always has his passing centers run the offense. And like he runs the offense through them type shit. And like a guy like Marc Gasol, when he was there, he would run the dribble handoff and stuff like that. And Jusuf Nurkic is a really good passer. He's one of the best passing big men in the game. It was just underrated for a long time because these past couple of years the Trailblazers haven't been that good, and there's always been that talk of them trading Dame, and then it's okay, if you trade Dame, you might as well trade Jusuf Nurkic because he's not going to be a part of the future. The Suns get him. They get a center they think is a better fit than DeAndre Ayton, and he comes and he does the dirty work. I'm pretty sure DeAndre Ayton could put up 14 or 14 in his sleep, but I really think this was an impactful 14 or 14 from Jusuf Nurkic. DeAndre would have put this up from pure skill and talent, but Nurkic was there. You felt him throughout the game. If he can continue to have this impact, the Suns are looking really good. A couple of guys I want to shout out on that bench. First, Josh Okogie. This is one of the best perimeter defender energy guys in the game right now. And what he was doing on the offensive glass tonight, just flying it for rebounds. He had like 3-and-1s. He had that clutch in the corner assisted by Devin Booker. He is going to have a role in this team even when Bradley Beal comes back, because again, I think he's their best perimeter defender. And he's going to draw that task of guarding the other team's best player, right? And if Josh Okogie can step in it and hit some clutch shots like he did tonight, he could really be a cog in this potential championship team. Another guy who I love in the team, Yuta Watanabe, he's slowly building a career for himself as a role player. I think in a couple of years with the Nets, he was shooting like 50% from corner, from three. He just turned into a deadly shooter. He's athletic. He has size. He's like 6'8", 6'9". He's just steady. You know, he's just a steady guy that you can rely on to hit shots and give everything he has when he's out on the floor. Eric Gordon is a guy that you have to live with these kind of nights. You know, he's a streaky shooter. He can get hot at any time. And he hit that clutch three after, you know, being cold the entire night. I think at one point he was 3 for 15. And on the nights that, you know, Bradley Beal is out or KD's out, he's going to have to help Devin Booker with that scoring load. And he can get really hot some nights. And you're going to need Eric Gordon in the playoffs. Now, on to the Warriors. I'm not really concerned right now. I have seen some changes. Well, just off that game, I don't see the fluid half-court offense. You know, they have to gel. They just got one of the best point guards to ever play this game, and they are pairing him along with two of the best shooters to ever play. It's going to take some time. They still don't even have Draymond, so they won't have it all figured out for a long time, to be honest with you. Like, having a season or at least 20 to 30 games. But, you know, that Warriors offense is more free-flowing in the half court. But now it's a little bit more of Chris Paul, who's a pick-and-roll maestro, gets to the mid-range. It's a lot more pick-and-rolls. They still run the pin-downs and stuff, but it's just not as fluid as we usually see the Warriors offense be. And I think when you have the shooting talent of Steph Curry and the Klay Thompson, along with the passing and IQ of Chris Paul and Draymond Green, I think you can make it work. It just depends on those guys outside of them. Guys like Andrew Wiggins, you know, who's okay tonight. But a guy like Moses Moody, who comes in tonight, gives you 11 points, who you're starting to kind of see him driving and starting to get some more confidence. Jonathan Kuminga, who led the preseason in scoring. You're also seeing him put it together a little bit. Still a little reckless. You know, he's going up with some things that I feel like he should, you know, take it out and kick it out to the shooters. But he's going to have to be aggressive for this team in the paint. And sometimes you're just going to have to live with him going up with a contested layup because he's just that athletic and you know he can make it. So it's going to be a learning curve for this team. I think they missed Draymond on the rebounds. Draymond doesn't get a lot of rebounds, but he damn sure boxes out, which helps Kevon Looney get those rebounds. But they got beat on the offensive glass a lot when I was watching the game. I don't have the official number, so it might be closer than it seemed to be in my head, but there was a lot of possessions where the Suns got, you know, second and third opportunities. They were getting and ones off second chances, so they have to clean that stuff up. But I think the Warriors should be fine. But that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share it to anyone you can, and please comment down below if you have any thoughts on these two games. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Celtics and Knicks post game. Can't wait for the Celtics to play. But it's your boy Nick.